I've been up all night thinking about this, so I hope it makes sense. My son and his wife welcomed a baby boy 2 weeks ago. Both are 23. My son called me and said would I like to spend a week with them. I said as long as it was okay with his wife I'd love to. Well, I got there, he collected me from the airport, we talked, had lunch, then went to his place. When I got there, my daughter-in-law Megan was hurrying around trying to tidy up. She told me she only found out that morning I was coming. I looked at my son and he went red, then said it was time to meet my lasted grandchild. As I was walking in, I noticed the house was not clean and that Megan hadn't looked like she showered in days. It didn't sit right with me, but I've had 12 children, so I know things get messy fast, especially when you're tired. After meeting the baby, my son said, "I'll leave you girls to talk, I'm just going to pop out for an hour to the gym." So I asked Megan how she was getting on with motherhood. She told me that it was beautiful, but she was exhausted with feeds every 2 hours. It didn't sit right with me the way she said every 2 hours, so I asked her would she like to nap or do whatever while I look after the baby. In my 61 years of living on this earth, I've never seen an adult fall asleep faster. I looked after the baby for 4 hours and made lunch till Megan woke up and took a shower. After a day of watching my son, who's on paternity, do nothing but look at me and Megan when the baby cried. No help with the household work nor cooking, which he should be doing all himself because she just had a C-section. I usually don't involve myself in my kids' relationships, but he got on my fucking nerves, and no, he wasn't raised like that. So I told Megan she was being a doormat and that she smelled like she had an infection, that she needed to be on bed rest, and that my son should do 100% of the cooking and cleaning rather than act like a single teenager. They had a fight and my son told me I was a Karen and a bitch for calling his home dirty and his wife smelling. Me and Megan didn't fall out. She's asked me to watch the baby for me day, which my daughters and I have paid for, but my son, who isn't here, said I ruin his marriage and that it's all my fault his wife isn't talking to him. Next story. My daughter, 22, got out of a very unstable relationship a while ago. She moved in with me, my wife and my stepdaughter, 17, for 1 month and recently moved into her new rental apartment. To be completely honest, both my daughter and stepdaughter aren't close. Moreover, I think my stepdaughter is the one with a problem because she had falsely accused my daughter of stealing in the past, as well as trying to frame her just because she declined to lend her stuff of hers or do things for her. That was when they were younger. Now they have what I believe is called civil relationship, but there's still some tension. Last night I got a call from my daughter crying, telling me her ex came to her new address and she got the cops called on him in order to get him out of the building. I was confused. I asked how he got the address and she said that he told her that her stepsister sent it to him. My stepdaughter wasn't aware of what happened. I walked into her room and demanded to see her phone. She refused and resisted, but I kept pressing. My wife entered the room after my stepdaughter started yelling at me for taking her phone. I scrolled through her texts while both her and my wife were yelling at me and found that she had conversations with my daughter's ex, and that she gave him my daughter's new address. I showed her the texts and demanded an explanation, but she basically told me to F and $% off and give her phone back. I asked if she was aware of what she just did, but she kept pushing back and yelling at me to give her phone back. My wife told me, "Yo, give it back," but I flipped out and told her that my daughter just got her entire life messed up again after what my stepdaughter did out of malicious and hatred. I confiscated her phone and walked out. I heard my stepdaughter yelling and my wife followed me saying I was being unreasonable. I refused to respond and went to visit my daughter. We talked and I made sure she was fine, then had her move in with her grandmother till we figure something out. I then spoke with the police while my wife was still calling me. I went to stay at a hotel for the night and went to work from there the next day. My stepdaughter isn't speaking to me at all and my wife is telling me I have one last chance to give the phone back, SND she won't ask again, but I didn't budge. My wife admitted that her daughter made a mistake but said she is a child and doesn't understand fully, and that taking her phone that can't live without won't solve the problem. ETA, to be more clear about my daughter's situation, her ex stole money she uses to pay for education. She ended the relationship due to similar instances, but he kept trying to seek forgiveness, get back with her, which made my daughter try to find some space.